The wooden curse. His joints creaked as he turned his head, but there were no strings holding him up. The old toymaker's house stood abandoned for decades, its wooden walls rotting, its windows black as hollow eyes. Children dared each other to knock on the door, but none stayed long enough to listen to the whispers that seeped through the cracks. They said Geppetto never left, only his screams did. Liam had always loved urban legends, but he never believed them. He was a filmmaker, searching for his next horror documentary. When he heard the stories of the cursed puppet, he knew he had found his masterpiece that he broke in just before midnight, camera in hand, flashlight flickering. Dust clung to the air like cobwebs, and the scent of old wood filled his lungs. Shelves lined the walls, empty now, save for one object in the center of the room. A puppet sat in the old chair, its wooden fingers curled, its painted lips frozen in a grin too wide, too human. Its eyes were glassy, but they followed him. Liam laughed nervously, adjusting his camera. "Guess you're the star of the show." The floor groaned beneath him. A sudden gust of wind sent a wooden chime clattering against the ceiling. He turned to look, the puppet was gone. His breath caught. His camera whirred, capturing empty space. A whisper slithered through the darkness. "I want to be real." The voice wasn't mechanical. It wasn't childlike. It was hollow. Wrong. Liam turned sharply, his flashlight swinging wildly. Shadows stretched, contorted. He felt something brush against his leg. He stumbled back. The puppet stood in the doorway, its limbs twitching, its head tilting at an unnatural angle. "Let me show you how it feels." Liam screamed as splinters erupted from his hands, spreading like veins, twisting his fingers into stiff wooden joints. His body seized, bones cracking as they hardened into oak. His breath hitched, until his lungs were no longer lungs, just hollow chambers where air rattled like dry leaves. His vision darkened. Not from unconsciousness, but because glass eyes do not blink. The next morning, the puppet sat in the chair once more, but this time, its grin looked just a little wider.